I'm going to make this documentary, I'm going to make this series special, important, and it's going to last a long time. I owe it to myself, and I dedicate my time towards creating a life that I want. When I was a kid, I sat on top of my dad's truck. I was outside in nature, loved being there. It was always the afternoon, and I'd wake up around 9 a.m., go to school late, and then right when I get home, play video games. As soon as my dad wanted to watch the news, I'd go outside and I'd dream. I would dream about playing video games. I loved it at the time. I loved it. But I constantly fed my mind video games. And that made me just want to have it more and more and more. Middle school came around and COVID came around. And as soon as school stopped, I was playing video games 12 hours a day, nonstop. Nonstop. And I fed my mind over and over and over again, playing video games and just evolving into the world of video games. And I compare it to where I am now. I'm in my car, it's 4 a.m., and I'm outside the gym. I have dreams, but because I constantly feed my mind people who play the game of life and become incredibly good looking, have their shit together financially, have the good relationships. And I feed my mind this now so that now I'm dreaming about that. So instead of going home playing video games, now I'm going home and working out. There's no negative the only negative consequence that I have now is that I have to do the hard shit. Courage. It takes courage to be here right now at 4 a.m. in front of the gym. I'm willing to get up and get my shit together and do that. Have I been slacking? Yes. Have I been not eating right? Yeah. Have I been doing meal prep that I need to do in order to stay consistent? No. So it's Saturday. It's the 25th of July, 2026. And Saturday is always my meal prep day. So I'm going to go meal prep some food. I'm going to go for a walk after I hit the gym. I have a push day. Fucking going to go hard here. And really, I want to build a Greek god physique. And I'm also documenting some, before pictures on Instagram. And I love it. Genuinely, I love it because I love seeing the big picture, but I love seeing the big picture in front of me, right? There's nothing that I can do about the big picture behind me. But in long term, that's the small picture. It takes courage to look at this, though. If I was just going to, do this, wake up at 4 a.m., go to the gym, meal prep, work out, hit cardio, it takes energy and it takes consistent discipline. But if you don't even get there in the first place, you're not going to get anywhere. So all it takes is courage for the first little bit. And as soon as you can get in the gym, just get in there. Get in there, have the courage, stand up, and it's going to take raw power. We're men. We're men. We need to take raw power. I need to do what I need to do, but I must do it with courage. I must be courageous. If I'm not courageous enough to just do the hard shit, then I'm not going to be where I want to be. Right? If I want to live in an apartment in Miami, is the first place that came to my mind, because not because it's materialistic, but it's because I say I have put my dad in a retirement, in a house. He's retired. I paid for his food. I paid for his electronics. I paid for his living expenses, paid for his clothes, and he's living the best life in the world. And I'm putting my mom also in a home in the same situation. She's in Hawaii. In my mind, I want to put her in a house in Hawaii where she has free food, she has free clothes, she has free everything, because I want to give it to her. And there's not going to be a single person who's going to do that for me. And nobody is going to push me to come to the gym at 4 a.m., do cardio, get in the best shape of my life, and document all of it except me. And there's nobody I have in my life except me. As a kid, I was in nature. I had a dad. I had a mom. They were never there for me. I always had to grow up and be the man to myself. And so there was the greatest, oh my God, I remember one of the greatest things a man ever showed me was how to shake somebody's hand. How to shake somebody's hand. You literally put right there and then shake their hand, but you do it firmly. It's a term to show dominance. It's a terms of agreement. And I never had somebody to show me that. So whenever I, see another guy and I shake their hand and it's weak, it's like, I'm sorry. Life is full of shit, of lessons that we learn. And I know that everything that I've been taught is for a reason. I must put that to good use. I don't have all these dreams to just put them to waste. God did not put me here on this earth with these ideas, these ambitions, the things I want to do, just for willy fucking nilly. What do you think? I'm going to ask God, hey, give me freedom. I have freedom. Am I going to ask, give me the gym? I have the gym. Give me cool air so I can breathe. I have cool air. I always think that I can do everything that I want, but I'm not going to die if I do hard shit. It's as simple as that. I woke up at 4 a.m. Oh my God, when I heard my alarm going off, I wanted to stay in bed so fucking bad. I did not want to get up at all. I heard my alarm going off and I was like, fuck, it was 3:15 a.m. Oh my God, I don't want to get up. I rolled my ass over. I pulled my phone towards me using the cable because my phone is across the desk charging, and it's because I can't just reach over. And so I have to actually kind of get up a little bit, reach all the way over. And as I look at my alarm and I turn it off, I think there's this big ass metal alarm, right, that I put across the room. If I don't get up in 5 minutes, that's going to go off and it's going to wake up my entire house. So there's no choice but to get up. And I had to be the one to be courageous, to go to the store, to spend $20 to get in a mechanical alarm that's loud as fuck. And then I can't just turn off. I have to get up. I have to get my ass out. And oh my God, if I got back in my bed, done. I would have been a quitter, a failure. There was nothing in my life that I ever would have gotten just by doing that. But I got up, I prayed, I journaled, I got some blue light in my eyes. Life's fucking beautiful. I mean, it's 4 a.m. There's trees. There's lights. I have a car, a nice one. You know, there's nothing to be pissed about. There's nothing. I have everything I've ever wanted. And I can only thank God for that. I could only thank God. But there's also things that my ego has pushed onto me. I have debt. I have, I'm not financially where I want to be, but I have different things which are not holding me back. They're not holding me back. To a normal person, they would fucking crumble. But because I see this though as a stepping stone. A point of which I can learn. Because if I have 30,000, if I have a bunch of dollars, if I'm in debt, I have a car, I have monthly payments, I'm living in a trailer, I'm not just gonna, be grateful for the massive apartment, the massive luxury house with gold seats and, a beautiful fucking view, top room on the highest apartment in, I don't know, New York or California, Utah. I love outdoors. I would not be appreciative of all those things if I wasn't in the fucking rut before. And so I'm so grateful for all of the bullshit that God has put onto me here. Okay. I know someone might be like, oh, that's fucking selfish. That's selfish. You have a bunch of money and you're happy. Like, fuck you. Well, exactly. You're pissed because you can't be the one to be happy in shitty situations. To me, I know that it's a stepping stone. I know that no matter what, if I work my ass off and try to get what I want, I will fucking get what I want. I didn't just come out of nowhere. My mom's a drug addict. My dad's an alcohol addict. My fucking, I always had family friends that were more fatherish than my father to me and more, my mom, she was the only female figure I had in my life. I never dated. I never had anybody. I never hugged a fucking girl, never kissed a girl in my life before I was 19. Because I was fat as shit. I had unhygienic processes and I did a bunch of things that fucked my energy and it drained it like a succubus, Not only that, I had people in my life draining my energy because they were succubuses too. And it's important to know the difference. If you think somebody's a succubus and they're taking energy from your life, think to yourself, when you come near them, do you feel less energetic? When you talk to them, do you feel like your energy was drained and you feel tired afterwards? When you give someone your all and you try to talk to them, try to make them feel better and try to tell them the things that might better their life and you just feel drained and shitty and it feels like they don't even do anything about their life, there's a succubus. There it is. It's genuinely, they say succubus is demons, right? That's what it is. They have demons and they are taking, oh my God, they're feeding off of your energy so that they survive and they live because they feed off of ego. They feed off of bad decisions. So the less bad decisions you can make, the more forgiveness you can give, the more love you can give yourself, the more that your energy will be recharged, but also you won't be taken advantage of. Being forgiving people is the highest leveraged aura that you can be for yourself. So forgive people. Forgive your ex-girlfriend. Forgive your mom or your dad that did you wrong. Forgive all of your debt. Forgive yourself for eating the shitty food before in your life because you have no choice. You have nothing. You have no power over any of those things. The only thing you could do is actually eat from this second onward properly. Train right. Cardio, 10,000 steps, drink enough water, eat clean food, meal prep. That's the only things you can do now. So there's nothing you can do but forgive yourself for the past and say, I now have control of my future. I just because I want to, because I'm fat and I want to have a good future doesn't mean I need to be ungrateful for me being fat. I could sit here pissed off and all that shit, trying to talk to my, myself, but I'm not, I'm saying like when I make 200 episodes of this and I look back, I'm gonna be like, damn, that guy was right, because I'm not just like turning from a completely different man now to day 200. I will be, but it's not like I believed so differently. I'll know more. I'll know more because that's how I learn. I take in information, I reprogram it, and then spit it back out. I love taking information from YouTube. I love looking at content that will feed my mind good things, right? Just the other day, I was watching horror movies, or not horror movies, horror shows, Sam and Colby and just some other people that were ghost hunting. And it always like felt like it put me in a lower frequency state. And I realized like I'm watching Sam and Colby. I'm eating Ritz crackers. It's 11:35 a.m. 11:35 p.m. I'm eating Ritz crackers. Wow. I'm ruining my life right now. I'm ruining my life. So why would I be doing this? Why would I be doing these things? I did it. Again, hindsight is always 20/20 vision. So if I just stop it now and go to the future not doing that, everything will be okay. But I can't just passively say, nah, it's okay. I'll go back and no. It always put me in a shitty mood because the frequency, what you frequently see is your frequency. So if I'm sitting there and I'm watching ghost hunting, if I'm watching a bunch of shit, and I'm also eating Ritz crackers, and I'm seeing me put my life in the fucking garbage, then that is what my frequency turns into. And then you become a dark orc, and the next thing you know, you're walking around and people, don't like you, and you're not, people are starting to hate you. You got friends at work that, or people around you just stop talking to you, stop acting towards you. To me, I love that now. I love it when people stop. I would rather be lonely and have nobody talk to me because I find the most peace in myself to grow. Believe it or not, so I put myself in a horrible situation, and my family didn't even take care of me. And so I could only look towards myself for discipline, to figure out what I can do for my life, to figure out how I can make it better. And that gave me so much power. It gave me so much self-belief, so much self-efficacy that I could do anything in my world. I could do anything. I quit masturbating. I quit all the shitty habits, the shitty thinking, the shitty things that I see on my phone. And immediately when I started getting that affection back, it was like I started working and then I started getting. Immediately, I fell back into my old ways. Immediately. Started jerking off again. Started seeing bad shit. Started eating badly. Oh my God. And so I must put myself back in the shitter to grow. I hate being complacent. I hate being comfortable, which is so fucking funny because I've always been comfortable and I've always been complacent. I was 5'4" and I was 230 pounds in 8th grade. In 8th grade. I was the fattest kid in the school. And then it turned high school and there was this other fattest kid. The best thing about going from 8th grade to 9th grade is that now there's more people and now you're not the fattest kid in middle school. Okay? I was the second fattest kid. So this other kid was like way bigger than me. In one summer, he lost it all. And he got jacked, ripped. He was famous. He was all over Instagram. And he had biceps and fucking, loose skin and shit. And we're all worried about like, oh, well, I'm fat now, but I'm worried if I get, oh my God, dude. Oh my God. So I went from 230 pounds all the way down to 165. I had a fucking almost ripped, 4-pack abs. I had loose skin. Looking back on those photos, I love it. Oh my God, it's like a fucking, it's like a trophy to me, and I gained all the way back. I went from 165 all the way up to almost 190, but this time it was a lot of fat. It was a lot of fat because I wasn't doing it right. I had nobody there to show me how to do it. So now I know what I love. I know what I crave. I know what I have to do now. Except now I'm not reliant on that outside motivation. Back when I dropped all the weight, I had a woman. She wasn't even in my real life. It was an online relationship. And oh my God, that's so bullshit. It is so bullshit. And I got all of my motivation, all of my dopamine from talking to her night after night. We go to sleep on the phone. We would say, I love you. I love you. I miss you. I talked to her during the day. I'm at school. I woke up. I texted her. I called her. I said good morning. I cuddled with my phone outside in the parking lot outside of my school. And I loved her so much. And I would play music. I would be so happy. I would go to class at 8 a.m., text her 30 minutes later saying, good morning, baby. I miss you. I love you. And then I'd text her all these things that would show my affection. And that's how I grow. When I show affection, I get dopamine. I love giving and not being given back. I love it. Oh my God. Even saying that out loud sounds so dumb, but I truly, truly do. I would rather give somebody all of my love. I know I have unlimited love and not getting anything back, but it's a skill. There's people that do give all their love. They don't get anything back and they feel drained and then they get depressed, right? So it's all about refueling your energy and being protective of your energy. But you must be courageous. You must fucking be strong enough to actually learn and have the skill and do the hard things, do the things over time. I'm here in front of the gym. I should be getting in right now. But I'm sitting here talking to you because I know that I'm going to be looking back on this and on episode fucking 360, I'm going to be like, oh, bro, those are fucking wise words. I'm so glad that I did that. And truly, I want to do this now. Before I made videos, but honestly, they were bullshit because I didn't speak my truth. I did not speak my truth. And if I, for a fucking second, don't speak my truth anymore, please tell me. Please tell me. And I'll be like, okay, this wasn't true. I fucked up. Boom, boom, boom. But I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care because we are on a fucking path to greatness and we're going to go on this journey together. Okay? But I love giving, and I know that no matter what, that's what I crave. So I would give my love, show my affection, and because I love that, I would have the discipline to eat right and to walk enough just so I can lose enough weight to go and see her because it was online, and so I needed to get in my car and drive down fucking 800 miles to go see her. But now I don't have that. Now I don't have that extrinsic motivation. Now it's all intrinsic. I have to get all the motivation from inside of me and spill it out. I have to spill it out, But I also got to spill it out on YouTube. I got to spill it out on all the things that I listen to. What you frequently see is your frequency. So as long as I frequently see mindset content, I frequently see philosophy, frequently see spirituality, that's just how I am. Frequently see fitness content, I will become. And holy shit, dude. Oh my God, I'll look back on this video and be like, damn, look where you are now. Greek God. But I have to be courageous no matter what. Like, dude, if you don't know this and I'm telling you now and you won't listen to me, you're going to be so far back. If you just take the step, be courageous, get there, just get there, just start doing it. And if you feel better, do it again. It is so hard to lose weight. I've been trying to lose weight for so long now, and now I can only have this intrinsic motivation and I no longer have this extrinsic. So I have to find out what works for me and what can I use to my leverage to stay consistent and do the things loyally and do the things, more important, authentic. I need to be authentic. If I'm not on here authentic, fuck it. I should never be on it. I made videos that were inauthentic just because I didn't pour my heart out like I am now. I'm giving. I love giving. Again, I'm giving right now, but this is what fuels me. Now I'm about to go work out. I'm about to go listen to, some content on YouTube while I work out. Oh my God, that sounds like heaven to me. That genuinely sounds like heaven because I love giving. But, there was a point where I was trying to get something that I wanted, and I did not have this plan set out so that I can work but also do something that should be authentic, except that authentic thing, I was trying to get money. So imagine, I used to work at a car dealership. Imagine trying to sell used cars that have 100, 200,000 miles on it and saying it's the coolest car in the world. Obviously it's not, And so I was taking that philosophy from the car dealership and almost placing it into the other things where I was trying to get money, which I hate money. I'm not trying to get money because I see money as a sole value. I see money as simply a resource. And I crave resources right now because I am in the gutter. I am, I could be financially better. I could be having these things that are better, but I'm not a materialistic guy. I would rather not have $1 million genuinely than hurt someone's feelings and them not grow. I would always hurt I would tell someone shit. When I say hurt someone, I mean like tell them something that will hurt their fucking feelings, but they need to grow from it. I need to be faithful and understand all the situations, all the perspectives to say it is most likely in that person's interest that they will grow from the situation if I do this thing. But if they don't grow, like if I say something and then they become depressed and it becomes really bad, then I would never hurt them like that. I would never. But I need to be authentic, but I need to path. I need to carve. I need to have relentless determination to work towards what I want with being authentic, but not trying to get anything from that authenticity. My love for that woman was fully authentic because I never truly wanted something back. I always gave and was given back. And I think I truly want to display this in another way online. I want to show my authentic self. I don't want money from it. If someone comes to me saying they want, sure, I'll coach them, but I'm not trying to come on here and be like, I got the physique and I'm like, no, because I don't have what I want, but most importantly, it's not truly authentic. It is not, because I'm not trying to take anything. I know that I give my most authentic self when I give, and I don't expect anything back. So I'm going to display that on my YouTube. I'm going to display that on my Instagram. This is the future. This is my future self. Again, if I have always taken my experiences from the past, then I would never be able to carve my future. But the thing is, I need to quit looking at my past and focus more on my future. Think 10% past, 90% future. Focus 10% on the past, 90% on the future. 10% on the past, 90% in the future. And you take that 90% and you display it. You look at it. You look what you want to do. What you do is you look 10% of the past, you look 10% of the time, you'll look at the past, and then 90% of the time, you write out what you want the future to look like. You write out what you want to look like. You write out what you want to do. You write out the things you're going to do. There, you can change your life. You know, if you're working a job that is corporate and you're working your ass off for a boss, and you know the people get stuck in a loop because they work, they want things to change, they try something and realize it doesn't work with their financial schedule, their money, or their work, and they're like, oh, that won't work. And then they go back to the old life they were living because their corporate job is then controlling their whole life. It's like putting a display case with guidelines on top of a piece of art, which that piece of art is a bucket of water. Just like us, we're humans. We could change like water. We can change just like that. So we need to not have guidelines so that we could free flow like water and create our own art that is anything that we want. So instead of getting stuck in this loop, say, look, 10% of your past, I'm 35, I've been working a corporate job, and, you know, I'm not financially where I want to be. You're 35 and you don't want to, you know, what? Like, you know how much life you have? You have so much experience. You're better off than me. I'm 19, but but more importantly, like, because you have this experience, you've lived it. You know where you've been. But now you're like, oh shit, now I know where I want to be. The mistake happens when you look at, you know, 75% of the past and then 25% of the future. Then you get depressed because you're like, oh, I want to change so bad and I'm still working this job, you know, and then people start hating you because you're trying to change your life a little bit more than they want, you know. They would like you to change your life just maybe 15%, but no, you're changing it 25. So they hate you, you're going to work and it's, you know, becoming shitty, and then maybe you fuck up and you get fired or something happens where now you're definitely not where you financially want to be. So instead of looking 75% of the past, 25, look now 10% of the past and then 90% of the future. You could be working your ass off, corporate job, you're 36, 35, and you stay working there. You find someone who can help you. If you have financial resources, it's perfect, amazing. If you don't, just take my advice. 90% of the future, take a piece of paper, take a notepad, write out what would you like your future lifestyle to be. Write out how you would financially like to be. Write out how you would physically like to be, and then write out where on earth you would like to be. And then on the fifth one, write out how you want your relationship to everything, including people, would like to be. Therefore, you have your lifestyle and habits, you have your financial resources, you have the physical health, you have where you want to live on earth, which is important, and then your relationships and how you connect to things. The reason why that's the most important part is because detachment, the law of detachment, works only because abundance. So when you realize there's an abundance in the universe, then you can detach from that one little thing. There's unlimited of it. So you detach from people, you love them. That detaching from people doesn't mean you stop loving them. It just means you stop needing, and therefore you don't need to stay comfortable and complacent, because complacency breeds if you're comfortable, you're fucking complacent. As long as you write down those 5 things and you review them, maybe every day, maybe every other day, maybe every weekend you write this down, then you'll start having a clear picture of where you want to be, and that percentage will grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you look, all you got to say is you're 35, I have this, I have a car, I have a house, I have a wife, I have kids. Yeah, That's about it. I have a fucking 9 to 5 or a corporate job I'm working. I'm about to be promoted, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. That's 10%. That's all you need. That's all you need. You don't need to go in that much detail. You don't. Maybe in the beginning, but you don't need to keep being that much in detail, because then you get stuck. And then you switch to your future, be like, this is where I want to be. This is the kind of house I want to be. This is the kind of father that I want to be. This is the kind of friend that I want to be. If I'm in college, I want to be the guy who actually spends the money right, has the money to go and party and faithfully, and then spend money for his friends that will actually help his friends, that will spend money so that they have a nice house to stay in when they do go and travel, to be the one that actually pays for the food. Have the business so that I can pay for the food for my friends. That's exactly what I want. I love giving. I just want to give. So that's my goal. That's my dream. But that's my goal. That is my goal. A dream, a lot of people say dreams never come true. Fuck that. Bro, I got a goal. My goal is my dream. And goal, when you have a fucking plan to hit that goal, well, fuck, bro. There's no business in the world who didn't have a goal and hit their goal. Does that make sense? No, they always had a goal. So focus 90% on the future, and then you can create who you want to be. You can create how much money you want to have. You can create who you want to be. And am I sitting here being oh, I got all the things in the world now, I got driving a Ferrari, I'm in a big apartment? No, I'm not there, but I'm acting like I'm there because that's who I need to be in order to be that. I can't act like a homeless guy and then have those things. So is it arrogant? Fuck, maybe. But I'm not saying it with hate. I'm not trying to put out hate. I love, and I forgive. That just the other day, there was somebody who said, they were just talking shit. They were just talking shit, and I forgave them. I prayed real quick. I just said, hey, God, I forgive him. And just like that, it was like I was happier. It was like I was happier. And I love that so much. There's simple things in the world that will literally make you so much happier. Just focus on the future. And when you work long enough with that clear picture of who you want to be in mind, but you're courageous enough to work towards it, then you'll become who you want to become. Boys, thanks for staying. I'm going to go fucking work out. It's 4:30. It's 4:40 a.m. Stay hard. Feed your mind. Feed your future.